Some of us are running on empty right now. We've been going so long that we don't run out of gas. We're on fumes. I don't know if you know what it feels like to run out of gas, but I have. One day I was watching my father, and if you all know, my dad was the founder of Leon's Barbecue, and some would say that he was a millionaire, and he probably was. But he owned a Rolls Royce before he passed. He worked hard, giving most of his money away most of his life, helping members of the family or what have you. And so one day I was driving down Stony Island, right at 60th and Stony. And my dad had a Corniche Rolls Royce, which was beige, and it let the top let down. And I turned the corner heading to TWO, and I saw this man out pushing a car. You know how it's too heavy for him to push this way, so he had to back up and push it. And I said, that looks like my dad. And so rather than to continue down the street, I stopped, got out and parked my car, and said, Dad. He said, yeah, that's me. Leon? I said, yeah. Is that you? He said, yeah, whatever he said. Those of you who know my father would know that if I asked him a dumb question like that, he would have an expletive to add to it. But anyway, he said, yeah. And then he went on to talk about the car. I said, well, what's wrong with it? He said, well, the electrical or something, I don't know what's wrong with it. Well, the people had come out and had to come and take the car up, and they put it on a flatbed and they carried it off. And so the next day, I told my dad, I said, what happened to the car? My dad said, well, I'm ashamed to say, but I ran out of gas. Now, mind you, when he got that Rolls Royce, I had the nerve to ask him how many miles a gallon did he get out of the car. And he said, you got to ask that question. You don't deserve to have no Rolls Royce. So I said, hey, Dad, did you find out how many miles you get out of a gallon of gas? All in fun. But some of us have our little Rolls Royces, don't we? These are little bodies, little temples that we have. And sometimes they run out of gas. Sometimes we need to have our souls restored. And when you run out of gas as a spiritual person, let me tell you what that looks like. That looks like you get mean and ornery. And anybody say anything to you, you get offended. Somebody say amen, Reverend. It means that you are constantly agitated. Nothing is ever right in your life. Nothing is ever right. Somebody touches you on your shoulder and immediately you feel hurt and injured. Can't nobody say anything to you, good or bad. If somebody compliments you, you want to know, what did you say that for? If somebody takes you down, you want to get into a fight. When your soul needs restoring, notice your behavior. My staff used to tell me years ago when Sandra's over there, when Carol Millison was the president, and I think Sandra was just coming up, but they used to tell me, look, Leon, you need to go. You need to sit down and rest. You need to go on vacation. As a matter of fact, we have called American Airlines. We have ordered a ticket for you. You need to be gone somewhere else. Because I was tired and I needed to be restored. Some of us don't understand why our behavior is so different from the way we want to be. And I challenge each one of us to check yourself. Stop for a minute. Get into the green pastures. Get next to some still water and sit back and let God begin to minister to you and let God begin to restore your soul. And then you'll be able to say hello, and that hello is a wonderful commentary. This is about behavior. Some of us don't know when we're tired. Some of us don't know how tired we are. But I want you to appreciate that when you get your soul needs to be restored, you need to have that spiritual gasoline from the Lord.